Welcome to the Explainer. Look, today we're cutting right through all that software hype. We're going to uncover the massive physical and regulatory shifts that are completely dominating the mid-2026 tech landscape. Basically, we're moving way beyond the code to look at the compute bottlenecks, the concrete infrastructure, and the growing global conflicts.
To really understand where we're at right now, we got to talk about this massive number, 2.8 trillion. That is the parameter count for Moonshot's new Kimi K3 model. I mean, it's a stunning achievement, right? But it was so massive that it actually completely maxed out their GPU infrastructure. It literally forced them to halt new signups in just 48 hours after its July 27th release. So it's kind of like success meet immediate bottleneck.
Okay, so Section 1, the model compute crunch. Global hardware limits are being seriously strained right now by this phenomenal open-weight arms race.
And while Moonshot is wrestling with a literal compute crisis just trying to keep up with demand, their rivals are, they're ascending rapidly. Alibaba's 2.4 trillion parameter Qwen 3.8 Max model is claiming performance just behind Anthropic's Fable 5. They're even integrating with Apple Intelligence. The market definitely noticed, bumping Alibaba stock by 5%. This whole race is moving at absolute breakneck speed.
Moving on to Section 2, AI enters physical reality, from code to concrete. Because honestly, all this heavy software now requires some incredibly heavy hardware. We're seeing capital pivot really hard from code straight into concrete and steel, and we are talking massive scale here. NVIDIA and Japan, they're building a 140-megawatt national physical AI factory with 27,500 Rubin GPUs. Then you've got robotics. Hyundai just dropped $325 million to buy out Boston Dynamics. Their goal is to pump out 30,000 Atlas units by 2028. And we're seeing huge infrastructure grabs too. Blackstone just spent $676 million acquiring Korean actuator maker Phutronic. KKR and NVIDIA formed a $10 billion AI infrastructure joint company. And even Jeff Bezos personally is pouring money into AI material science. It's wild.
But here's the catch. This physical boom is creating an absolute bottleneck on the power grid. And governments, they're reacting in starkly different ways. Take Texas, for example. They've approved expedited grid connections for AI data centers to accelerate build-outs. But then, in total contrast, New York has actually enacted a moratorium on hyperscale data centers. That's a huge roadblock, and it's currently facing industry legal challenges.
Which brings us to Section 3, global rules and borders, the splinter net of AI. Because as AI establishes this massive physical footprint, it's simultaneously triggering some real geopolitical fracturing.
We are rapidly entering distinct bordered ecosystems. Think about it. The European Union is using a DMA enforcement ruling to force Google to open up Android and search data to AI rivals, and that's backed by the threat of massive fines. Over in China, that new WICO treaty signed by 29 nations at the Shanghai conference, it means Apple Intelligence is launching using local Qwen and Baidu models. Meanwhile, the US is actively weighing an independent AI model evaluation body, which signals a major move towards structured pre-release safety testing.
So why does all this infrastructure matter? Well, because it's empowering AI to move way beyond simple chats into autonomous agents that actually run core business operations. Replit has mapped out a blueprint for a self-driving enterprise, with agents spanning all functions. Anthropic's Claude Code is enabling a 6-stage legacy code modernization. And Microsoft's AI assistants, it just helped patch a record 570 vulnerabilities. That is a complete game changer. But all this integration brings a looming threat. CISA recently warned that these autonomous AI agents are now operating outside traditional authentication controls, creating entirely new identity and access gaps. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. As these autonomous agents bypass traditional security frameworks, are we building our AI infrastructure faster than we can actually secure it? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we keep questioning the physical reality behind the code.